Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. This is Matrix Solutions and I am the owner, CEO, Benjamin M. Today we are actually going to be something new, something a bunch of you guys have requested. How to make a CAD. We're going to jump right into this, how to make a CAD. Now I'm going to let you know it's not going to be one simple video. It's actually going to be 13 separate videos, some being very simple, others being very challenging for you and for I to get everything working. I have done this before, but every time I make a CAD I seem to do it differently, trying out new things. So 13 steps. I just wrote these out. I'm probably forgetting some things, but from 1 to 13 these are needed steps. So first one is going to be login. That's what this video is going to be based on. It's going to be the overview of this project we're doing, but I plan to have there be 13, possibly up to 15 videos if I only do half of one video. So up to 15 video series of how to make a CAD. This is going to be a very simple, simplistic CAD with minimal features. One is going to be the login. That's what we're doing today. Simple login where you can sign up, you can log in, you can get into the home page. Home page is going to be episode 2. That's going to be a lot of designing and just buttons that go to certain pages under certain circumstances. That's really all that is. 3 is going to be a basic database. As we go along here, from starting today, we are going to be adding stuff to the database. But this is going to be the video where we explain what the database entries are. There, login starting, whatever, that's fine. Basic database, we're going to be making very simple things. More stuff to go in the CAD. The CAD info, or not CAD info, but like CAD options database, as well as the user database. That's going to be what that is pretty much. Civ, we're going to be going over this, or doing the Civ page and working on the database for Civ, MDT, dispatch, fire, all the way up to 7. It's going to be a lot of designing and database stuff. Management panel, that's making it customizable where you can change the settings. Now throughout the entire thing we're going to make it changeable and customizable, but that's going to be the main video where we focus on where you can actually change those inputs, change names, change logos, all that good stuff. Now spring cleaning, aka getting rid of all the unneeded pages, elements, and database entries. This is going to be dealing with stuff that isn't used, or just glitched elements that's placed somewhere that shouldn't be. You'll understand. It's going through every page and making sure it's configured properly, basically. And yeah. 10. Finishing touches. Making it look beautiful. Making sure everything is in line and perfect. That's going to be, this is optional. Optional, and same as spring cleaning, that is also more on the optional side. I do it because I'm a neat freak. These are both making it look nicer and making it faster, as you might say. Those are optional. That's more of my thing. 11. If you're going to be selling it, you should do these. Anyone who's making this CAD, I suggest you do those. But if the only time you really need to is if you are going to be selling it. Now I'm not going to be selling this copy. I may make it into a free CAD that everyone can get a copy of, or I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I'm not going to be selling this for any price. If anyone wants this as a template, they can use it because it's going to be the most basic CAD out there. I'm not going to say the most basic CAD out there, but there's going to be the only CAD out there where it has a complete documentary of the creation of it. If you go through all these videos from 1 to 13 or 1 to 15, whatever it ends up being, you will know exactly how it was made, and you will be able to exactly look back and see how to change things. Where any other CAD, people have tried to make them on videos and just failed, or make up excuses like, oh, people keep asking for it to be free, so I'm not doing it anymore. When it's you couldn't do it, you failed, and you didn't want to say you don't know how to do it. So that's that. 11, beta testing. Beta testing, 12 fixed bugs, and 13 official release, all go hand in hand. This might all actually be in one video. Or no, it would be in 2 at the least. Beta testing. Once you have done all this, you're going to go through your CAD and test it as much as you can yourself. Once that's done, you have patched all bugs that are for you, and even better if you can get like a friend to jump on and be dispatched while you're police or civ or stuff like that. If you can get another tester, that would be amazing. But the first part of beta testing, okay, part A and part B. Part A of beta testing will be you and a friend if you can get to help you test it. Part B is going to be having a full-on role-playing community test it. Now that might be a difficult one to get someone to want to test this free CAD that has a lot of issues, that might not look the nicest because it's your first CAD, but then again it's free, they might be desperate, or it might be your community. Or it could be friends, or it could be just anyone's you joined and said, hey, mind dev testing my CAD, and you can get a free copy. But give them about 1 to 2 weeks of testing, and make sure they're actively role-playing and not role-playing, or not attempting to role-play once a week. Make sure they're using it actively, they have a good amount of users in it, and they're often online. That way it's getting good use, and they will report all bugs they find. Once that's done and they believe it's ready for, or it's good to go, they're going to fix the bugs. These two, you're going to fix the bugs along, or as they beta test it. You're just going to fix them one by one. But once they're all fixed, you're going to do the official release, which is either going to be your community. It might not even be an official release. It might just be for you to have official release, as in if you're using it for a community or a CAD company planning on selling it. Now, anyone who makes this CAD, feel free to sell it. There's no copyright. There's nothing on it. If you can make it, you can sell it. That's what I'm going to say. If you can make a replica, you can sell it. Or if you attempt to make it and make it look different, you can sell that as well. It's up to you. We're going to be making this from scratch. Let's get going. What are we, 10 minutes in? Yeah, about 10 minutes. So 13 steps, going to be between 10 and 15 videos. Let's get started. This is going to be the login and the starting point. First off, you're going to want to go to Bubble.is, sign up, log in, and then click Create New App. Once this is done, you can put anything here. It can be blank. Wait, is it? No, it doesn't work. Okay. Start from a template. Nah. Okay, name of this app. You can name it whatever. Just There, that's a long one, but whatever. Starting video dev CAD. Create a new app. Once it's created, it will start you with this base design. You do not want this. You don't want this. Welcome to your Bubble app. You're going to go down to the new application assistant, start with a blank page. It will clear it for you and close the assistant. Now on load, you will notice you have index, reset password, and 404 as a page. You cannot delete any of these three. Index will be your landing page unless you change it in settings. We won't get into that. Up here is your pages. You can access by clicking the name. Pick an element up here is you're going to view all your elements. So if we had a button here, and a shape here, and we had an icon there. We can go up to here, pick an element, and it will show our shape, which we can click on to see and edit. It will show our icon, we can click and edit, and our button we can click and edit. It will show everything we have. Now, we don't want these, so let's click preview on this. And one thing I like to start with, we got to get it the right size, and here we're going to do a background. We're going to do this just so we can tell it apart. See how you see like the outline, the background? Let's click this. Also, to get to this, you can click preview and it will take you to the dev testing. As you can see, this is what we're looking at. White bars, we don't want that. You cannot go out there. As you see, you can't put stuff out there in the white bars. You can put stuff within this radius. So if we put up in this corner, it's going to be up in this gray corner. It's not going to go up to the corner we want. And we can then make it bigger, like so. But if we go to this, refresh it, and now it's too big. Like, look at this. We have to scroll. It just doesn't look. It doesn't look neat. So a good starting point is always going to be, I like to start at 1200 and 1200. If we look back at this, it's still not fitting, but we don't want it to be too wide. We want it to be a little under. And now, before I continue, this isn't going to be the same for every monitor. My monitor is a TV. I use a TV, so it's might look more stretched. On other screens, it might look more squished. Depending what you're using it on, you might even want to go as low as like that. Now, do note, it looks bigger on here than it does on, or it looks the same, but what we're going to change. So when you click on the background, make this element a fixed width. We're going to turn that off. Go to this, and now it will fit with this page. Unless it's bigger, it will then go keep its length, but you want it to be smaller than the actual page. And now it's fitting it. We can zoom out and we can zoom in without a problem. But as you see, if we have it like this, normally there would be giant white bars at the side. Here, there are not. It fits. But, oh crap, okay, good. As you can see, this is now moved from the corner up to here because this is no longer in the corner. If we center this, it's centered in here. It will now be centered here. That is something very important to know. You're going to have limited room if you try building like this. We're going to do a shape. We're going to toss that there, make it like that. We're going to do a button. It's going to be crap. Now don't follow this. This is just a demonstration. This will be login. We're going to have sign up forgot password. And now we're going to have we'll just do a couple inputs for a demonstration. Okay. If you go back to this, see how it all looks. I mean, this looks very bad how it is, but it doesn't have much room on here. On here, it's going to be all squished and strange. So we're not going to want this. We're going to want it 1200 and 1200 like I suggested. Now let's start with something at the top. Or actually, no, we don't want that. This is going to be the login. We can, if we click the background, we can click page title and make it say login / sign up. You can change it to whatever you want, and it's going to change what it says up here. Bubble application, now login / sign up. Here, we're going to do a simple group, and let's center that. We're going to want inputs, center. Alright, this one we're going to do email, and this one we're going to do password for a placeholder. That's what it's going to say in here. Now, if we click on the input, we can change the content format. There are many options like email, password, integer, day, percentage, and text is just overall everything. Email, we're going to want to make it email. And this input should not be empty. Now, if you try and click login and this is empty, it will fail and say, please fill out this input. And same goes for password. Content format, we're going to want to make it password, and it should not be empty. Now that that's done, we're going to want to add a button down here. Now, we are not focusing on design right now. We're going to make this login. Okay, so this is set up, the basic login. These are the essentials. If we go to this, it will now display it on here, as you see. Now, the reason it's doing this box is not a fixed width. These elements are not fixed widths, but this button has this apply max width when the page is stretched. You can turn that off and it should match these. There you go. Okay, so now that that's done, we can put stuff in the inputs. We can click a login. It's not going to do anything. It's not set up. We are now going to want to do the button configuration. Login. Start / edit workflow. When this button is clicked, there are many preset workflows in Bubble.is to help you build. You can be the first one. It will start this when it is clicked. Click here to add an action. Account, log the user in. It's going to ask for the email. When you click this, you're going to search for the input email. This is the one we just created. You can hover on it to see a picture of it so you know what you're looking at. Input email. So, value. Value is valid, isn't valid. Is valid is and isn't valid is like a yes, no. We want the value, what's put in the box. Sign up with that email. So the value, same goes for password. Input passwords, value. Remember the email, this is your choice, yes, no. You can leave it blank. I'm going to leave it blank. Remember the email will be, if you log out, it will still display the email there. Kind of save it for you so you know what email you signed up with. Okay, so if we refresh, we can now click login and see it needs an email. Log in. It's going to try. We couldn't find a user with that email. We have yet to sign up. So now that that's done, let's do this. Alright. And this group, we're going to name it login. So we can change it and see what it is. Now we can look up here and look for login, it will display it, and it's this group. Okay, so now we're going to want to copy it and paste it right below for now. This is going to be the sign up. Sign up can be as simple as an email and password, but we're going to want more than that. We're going to want to add 4 inputs. Alright, and we're going to want to name this group instead of login copy, sign up. Okay, so as you can see, all of these are now email. We're going to want to make one placeholder being name, the next one being email, the second one being password, and the fourth one being confirm password. Name, we're going to make the content format text. Email, we're going to make the content format email. Password, we're going to make the content format password. And confirm password, we're going to make the content format password. Now that that's done, we are going to go to data on the side here, and under user, there is the preset password is hidden, but email, modified date, created date. These are all built-in fields. You cannot remove them. We're now going to add a field for the name. Names are not built in. You got to save the name to somewhere. A database is just for that. When you create a new thing or make changes to a thing, it's making changes to wherever it's being directed. It's making changes to something in a database. Or it's creating something, creating an entry, creating a new user in a database. I'm not going to be explaining everything constantly through this tutorial. I'm just going to be showing you it so you know how to do it. This is more an in-depth tutorial on the first one. Data, user, we're going to create a new field. Field name, we're going to make it name, and field type will be text. Create. Go back to design. Now that that's done, when we click login, we're going to make it say sign up. When we click the sign up button, click here to add a new action. Under account, instead of log the user, I'm going to make it sign the user up. We have the same email. Will be input emails value. Password will be input passwords value. Require a password confirmation. Require confirm passwords value. Okay, so as you're probably wondering, how do I know what's what? I can hover over it to see the difference between both inputs, or you can go ahead and add 1 to the end of these inputs. This will make it easier to distinguish between the above inputs. And now if we go back to here, we now see the 1 on the sign up inputs and the no 1 on the login inputs. Now that's done. Okay, so first thing, the name is optional. I'm doing that because I always do that. Require password confirmation. I'm doing that because I always do that. That is not required. Highly suggested though. Send an email to confirm password. You don't have to do this. It's up to you. This is more for an application thing. Whatever. I never do that. I haven't really messed around with it. Remember the email again, yes or no, up to you. Now, you may be wondering, where can you change the name on this? Where's the name saving? It doesn't know yet. So we're going to want to change another field. In this blank box, click name equals insert dynamic data input names value. Now it's going to say whatever is in that input to name on the database, and when you're signing the user up, it is creating a new entry into user under app data. As you can see, there's no entries. It's creating a new entry. It's putting their name, their email, and their password, which is hidden. Now that that's done, We just updated this page. Let's take a look. Never. Okay, so this couldn't find a user. But if we first sign up, password and name, we'll do test, sign up. We have signed up. It finished loading, and now we can go ahead and log in, like so. We just logged in. It doesn't say it because we haven't done anything, but we're logged in now. It didn't fail. If it failed, log in. Tef2 couldn't find a user, it would have failed. But it didn't fail this time because we now have an account. Now we're going to want to make this look better. So, what we're going to do, when login is clicked, it is going to log the user in. It is going to, or sorry, no, we don't want to do this. We want to add an extra button. Center horizontally. This button will be to access the sign up page. We will name this button sign up, and this button will be named login. Alright, now that we have that, on the login section, we can click sign up to show sign up, and on the sign up section, we can click login to go back to login. Before we do that, we're going to want to make it do something. So when sign up is clicked, /edit workflow, it is going to element actions, hide the login, and it's going to show the sign up. And we're going to do the same thing onto this one, but opposite. When login is clicked on the sign up, it is going to hide sign up, sorry, I wasn't thinking for a second, show login. Okay, now that that's done, you can sign up, log in to go back and forth. It doesn't look good though. What we're going to do, login, down here, this element is visible on page load, yes, checked, but this, the sign up, won't be. We're now going to drag the sign up here and center it horizontally, right under the other one. We're now going to refresh this page, and we're going to go from sign up to log in back and forth, like so. Now it's not really that much of a mess. You can go back and forth. This is a mess. It gets the job done temporarily though. As I said, we're not focusing on design today. Now that that's done, you're pretty much good to go. If you wanted to, you could add an alert. You could center at the top of the page, and you can make it say signed up. Now there are other alert plugins I would suggest using, but today we're not going to be focusing on the plugins. We're just going to be using built-in stuff. So, workflow, when sign up is clicked, sign the user up, and then it will show message alert signed up. These are in milliseconds, which means every 1,000 milliseconds is 1 second, so 2,000, that's going to be 2 seconds. I like to make it 5 seconds. We'll keep it 2 seconds for now. So, sign up. If we try and do test again, sign up, it won't work. It's already in use. But we can do test 1, sign up. Signed up, it will now show at the top of the screen. And we can go back to login and go test at test1.com and do the password. Please enter a password for 5. Log in. It has now logged us in. Now I can do the same type of thing for login, instead of signed up, we make it say logged in, and go back to here, show element logged in. Now refresh test at test.com, and then test1, login. It will now say logged in. Most likely you're not going to have the logged in type of input unless the login and homepage are all on the same page. Some CADs are like that, most are not. Homepage is going to be the next step, which is actually going to be the next video. This was an hour-long video. No, half an hour. Not bad. Now I hope you all know this. Please do know the next videos. I'm not going to be going to explaining what each thing does. I'm just going to be doing it, and you'll be able to pause the video back and go back and forth to do things. But I'm not going to be explaining what every input does and all that. I am actually losing my voice right now. I couldn't be a motivational speaker or a speaker of anything in front of a group of people for too long. But yeah, that's that. Next, what you're going to do is, this is going to be it for the next video. Instead of doing show message alert, to delete that, most likely we're going to go to navigation and go to page, and then page name will be home. Yeah, and you're not going to clone it from anything. New page created, take us to page home. Nothing is on it, but if we go back to workflow, go to page home. That's most likely what you're going to do. And now when we log in, it is going to go to home. It now says my, or it still says my page at the top, but it just took us to home. And to go back, you do that. So we're going to get rid of that for now and get rid of home because we don't want that. But I hope this helped you guys out with login 1. Stay tuned for the next video. Let's hope we can do this entire series successfully and get it finished, unlike all the other CAD creating playlists out there and series, because they all ended after the login or homepage. No one ever really got through to the MDT or any other pages than home. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed. That's going to be that, and I'll talk to you guys later. Leave comments below if you want to see anything, and alright, see you guys. I'm the owner of Matrix Solutions. Hope you enjoyed.